What's good, YouTube? It's me, Coach 67 Sports TV. Shout out to the awesome and amazing LDBC, Lions Den Boxing community. Shout out to the greatest university in the world, the Southern University, home of the mighty Jaguars. In this video, I'm going to talk about Southern University's 28-18 win against Bethune-Cookman yesterday. Of course, Southern played Bethune-Cookman yesterday. Southern got off to a slow start. Bethune-Cookman jumped out on them 7-0. Bethune-Cookman dominated up front on both sides of the ball, both on the offensive line and defensive line. Southern had some issues. They struggled. However, eventually, Southern squared things away. First on the offensive side, Bethune-Cookman's defensive line, they was getting a lot of pressure on Harold Blood. As a result, that kind of forced Harold Blood to scramble more and run more. That was the thing that kind of gave Southern University a shot in the arm in terms from a defensive standpoint. Taj Brown, for the second week in a row, he's had a real good game. I see why he was such an impact player at Donaldsonville High School playing middle linebacker because he's a stud. I can't front on him. Basically, he kind of, if he keeps going the way he's going, he's going to get into that Jordan Lewis, Joe Williams, Kendall Shello-like category. Really at this point, I think, no diss to these two guys, Joe Sykes and Kevin Mack. I think they were a little hyped up because they transferred from, major PWIs from D1 programs. Joe Sykes, he had transferred from West Virginia where he played with Adam Pac-Man Jones at the time. So I think they were a little overhyped because they transferred from major programs. But in terms of, Joe Williams, Kendall Shello, Jordan Lewis, those guys, they were studs. And at this point, it seems as if Taj Brown is kind of trending in that category. And then the crazy thing about it was he was all swag last year on the same defensive line with Jason Dumas and Jordan Lewis. And, of course, they were on the same side of the line, Jason Dumas and Jordan Lewis. They got a lot of attention. And Taj Brown was playing nose guard. And, he was a force. And truthfully speaking, I didn't think he was going to be able to make that adjustment from going from being a nose guard to more of his natural position as a defensive end. But he's done it, Of course, him, Jalen Campbell, Jordan Carter. The defense for Southern is stronger than Southern's offense. I think it's obvious and transparent at this point. One of the issues that Southern really has is from a defensive standpoint is they jump off sides entirely too much. Of course, Alabama A&M wasn't able to capitalize on that. And Bethune-Cookman had more success yesterday capitalizing on the fact that Southern jumped off sides. They got some free plays and they took advantage of it. But more than anything, I think the biggest issue from yesterday for Southern is the fact that Southern University had so many penalties. I mean, at one point, they had like 95 yards worth of penalties. And it's ridiculous. It was like 10 penalties. So that's one thing they really need to clean up. That was one of the things that was really an issue under Dawson Nolan was the fact that, a lot of people felt like Southern lacked discipline, and it seems like under Coach Dooley, like they really getting to that point where they're getting heavily penalized. So from a defensive standpoint, of course, we know Southern leans more on their defense than their offense. So from a defensive standpoint, just overall, Southern just needs to clean up the penalties. That's the main thing Southern needs to do. Like I say, Harold Blood, even though from a quarterbacking standpoint, he's not athletic as, Southern quarterbacks of the past, like, Bashawn McCray, Darius Skelton, Thomas Ricks. From an athletic standpoint, he's not that guy. In fact, he's not even athletically on level of a Quincy Richard or Eric Randall. But, you know, him being able to take off and run is another dimension to his game that can help him and benefit him because, not to put him down, but, essentially, as a starting quarterback, he's 4-3. He's done a okay, decent job. But, at this point, it's not like he's, Eric Randall, Quincy Richard, Trey Jones, of Austin Howard type good. At times he seems like he's improving, and other times he just kind of seems like he's stagnant. It seems like at certain points, they want to lean more on the defense and the running game. Got to give a major shout out to Ruben Beauplance because as a punter, he does an excellent job. I think he probably the best punter I've seen in Southern since Matt Bushart. So for the most part, it seems as if Southern, they are leaning more on the defense. Offensively, they're trying to lean on, Garrett Quarles Jr., Kendrick Grimes in the running game. Have Harold Blood make plays at times. But, when Southern play against better competition, stiffer competition, I'm just going to be truthful. They can't afford to have as many penalties. And in addition to them not being able to afford to have as many penalties, Harold Blood is going to have to play better. But more than anything, I think the play calling on the offensive side needs to be better. The offense is too vanilla. And in addition to that, they need to add different dimensions to their offense. There's no screen game, whether to the running backs or the wide receivers. There needs to be more of a variety of play calling in terms of, the passing game. And, one thing that was obvious yesterday in terms of Southern's wide receivers, even though Southern has like a talented wide receiver core, August Petrie III and Cassius Allen and Jalen Howard and Chandler Whitfield, if a team is able to get out and play bump and run and press coverage across the board on those guys, in addition to getting just pressure with just the front four, that's going to be a problem for Southern. And I think that's something that Southern needs to work on and improve in terms of their offense, not being as vanilla, not being as predictable, but more than anything, just add different dimensions to the offense. That's it for this video. If you saw any value in this video, like the video, share the video, comment in the comment section, subscribe to the channel. Also, click the notification bell so you can be alerted anytime I post any new videos. Check out my brother Brent Fox. Check him out on his channel. Also, check out my brother and I, Jared 11 Green, tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, Southern Baller Show, where we're going to talk about BCU football, SWAC football, MEAC football, so on and so forth. That's it for this video. Catch y'all on the rebound. Have a blessed, phenomenal evening. Catch y'all tonight for the Southern Baller Show. Peace and blessings.